What are a few PropTech verticals or themes that you are considering prime for investment, and not just you, maybe across the spectrum, across other VCs and other investment firms?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I think I'll probably take this one more towards themes than verticals, and part of the reason for that is, like, as I mentioned, I think almost every vertical in PropTech is still investable. So we're seeing interesting companies everywhere from residential through infrastructure. So the first thing I'll mention, and it may be fairly obvious, and I'm sure you are seeing this as well, is artificial intelligence. And we are just thinking about artificial intelligence and its impact on the real estate world every single day, whether it's underwriting new investments or looking at our existing portfolio companies. When underwriting a new business where AI is not the core product, we are constantly thinking about the ways in which either horizontal or vertical AI could replicate the workflows of companies we're looking at. Now, interestingly, I think when you're talking about workflow software businesses in the real estate world, there are actually a ton of workflows that are really hard to replicate with AI, unlike horizontal software, because there's typically the presence of a real world process. And I think the closer you are to a physical process with workflow software, the more human intervention you need in that software to manually update things. And so, we tend to find a lot that, like, it's actually hard to replicate software with AI in the real estate space, but we're always thinking about it, and thinking about the ways that AI could impact a new investment of ours, because you're just able to build software so much more quickly. You're able to build things using AI that you used to have to build using workflow software. For
Jordan,
companies,
could you explain the difference between horizontal and vertical, please?
Yeah, just meaning, horizontal software, meaning anybody can adopt it across verticals, whether you're a construction company, and a lot of those you would think of as, software companies buying software, right? Salesforce, horizontal. You can use it if you're a construction firm. You can use it if you're kind of in any other vertical. Vertical software being focused for real estate construction. And the reason I differentiate is, if you're building horizontal software that is adopted and used alongside other software, there's a lot of automation that can happen there. If you're adopting software that requires a little bit more human intervention and it sits alongside a process that is manual, so whether it's something that's happening in a commercial real estate building or something that's happening on a construction site, it's really hard for AI to actually come in and replicate all of those workflows right away. So that's the difference as we think about kind of like vertical versus horizontal software. Does that make sense?
Got it. Yeah, thanks.
So that's AI in the context of companies that are not AI companies. I think, there's another kind of bucket of companies that we look at where their core product is AI. And I think there are different flavors of AI companies. And to kind of simplify the way, like massively simplify the way that we think about those types of companies is we look at them on a spectrum of is the AI proprietary or not, meaning have they built it or are they leveraging third-party AI? Then we look at, is the data that is underpinning that AI proprietary or not? And it's probably fairly obvious, but the least compelling opportunities in AI are companies where neither the data nor the AI are proprietary, and the most compelling opportunities are those where both is proprietary. And just to give you a quick example, our latest investment is in a company called AI Clearing. The company is leveraging drone imagery and computer vision to give real-time progress tracking and quality control on infrastructure projects. So think things like solar and railways and roads and bridges and tunnels, these massive multi-$100 million infrastructure projects. And the reason we love that company so much is they spent 3 years developing their own proprietary AI with a team of 30 engineers and data scientists, which is really hard to replicate. They also spent years gathering drone imagery data from real infrastructure projects to train those models, and have developed by far the best technology in the industry. And so you think about proprietary AI that's theirs, that's not off the shelf, proprietary data that they've spent years capturing. It's just extremely hard to replicate. And so the company went to market, and now they have 4 of the 20 largest global contractors using their product because the technology is just so far ahead of the competition. That's, like, I'd say one of the big themes is AI.
So
Did you receive?
Jordan, before we shift from AI, so would you then imagine anybody that is capturing a lot of proprietary data, okay, by virtue of say providing some services and stuff like that, and then they are more likely to add an AI model so that they can actually model all this proprietary data, and then they will have a lot of leverage which others might not, right? Would that be a fair consideration for you to be?
Yeah, absolutely right. I think in any case, you want a company to have proprietary data. And if you do, it makes the potential adoption and expansion into AI type services so much easier, because you can train like the benefit of an AI model is it's only as good as what the data you train it on. And if you have your own proprietary data, you can just train it to be better than anybody else's. And so that's why it's like, we like proprietary AI, proprietary data better. But if you have proprietary data and you can use third-party AI tools that exist out of the box to deliver value,
Right.
you should. And we're still excited about those opportunities. And certainly with our companies that have proprietary data, they're constantly thinking about ways to layer AI on top.